it's Dr. Karen, and I'm going to show you real quick how to do the 5-element detox protocol, Lifeway protocol. You're going to do this for 5 days of the week, usually Monday through Friday, although some people like to do it 7 days a week. So you would just rotate through the 5 different positions and not take a break in case you wanted to do it 7 days a week. So the first position we're going to show you is for the water element. It is kidney on the left and bladder meridian on the right. So I have here the energy enhancer patches, and they're actually named on the back. I have a little tape here just so I can reuse them for the demonstration. But normally you would take the adhesive backings off before you place them on the point. But today, since we're going to be using the same set of patches just to demonstrate, I'm just putting tape on the back. Because I know I have to say this because some people will not take the backing off when they use them because they see me not doing it. So what we're going to do is do the water element. So the first one is you want to always use the tan patch on the left whenever you're doing the 5 elements. And actually, whenever you're using the energy enhancer patches, normally you're going to put the white on the right, tan on the left. So we're going to go to the inside of the ankle first, right behind the ankle bone. Okay, so that is kidney 3. Now, you don't need to know the name of that, but that is the acupuncture point we're using for the water element. And then on the right leg, we're going to go to the outside of the leg. And it's almost the same point, but on the outside. So it's right behind the big bone here. And usually when you've got the adhesive backings off, that kind of nestles really nicely in there, and it doesn't bother you when you are walking around, in shoes and things like that. So again, let's just take a look at the inside. That's kidney 3. And then the outside, bladder 60. That is the water element. So that is your very first position. So now we're going to switch positions and go to the next element. So you would do this on one day, and then the next element, now you don't have to do it in a row, but I'm going to show it to you as it is on the Chinese 5 elements chart. After water comes actually wood. So wood is actually really easy. You're going to use liver and gallbladder channels. So the liver channel, liver 3, one of my favorite points, is really great for movement of blood and qi, stagnant qi. And on the right, you're going to use gallbladder 41. This is really great for anything around low back and the waist area. So just on the outside, kind of like between the 3rd and 4th toe there. So again, I'll show you liver 3. Now you don't have to get it exact, just approximate the area is good enough. And then gallbladder 41. So again, this is the wood element. This would be your day 2 for the 5-element detox protocol. Now we're going to go to the next element, which is actually fire. There's 2 ways you can do fire, but I'm going to do the more common way, which is using triple burner and pericardium, and that's on the wrist. So we're going to go up here to the wrist. So on the left, again, we're going to use the tan. We're going to go to the inside of the wrist, the yin point, and the inside, palm up. So this one is about, if you were to measure 3 finger widths from the wrist crease, that person's finger widths from the wrist crease, that's 1, and the next one 2, and then one more 3. That's where that tan patch should go, about 3 finger widths from the wrist crease. Yeah, great. So that's pericardium 6, or it's also called Master of the Heart number 6. On the yang, or the positive side, we are going to use the outside of the wrist, and again, we're going to measure 3 finger widths from the wrist crease. Great, and put the white one right over that where that 3rd finger is. And that is triple burner 5. Yeah, that is a fantastic channel. I love that this combination as well. So that is the fire element. So again, let's show both of them at the same time. Inside wrist on the left and outside wrist on the right. Triple burner. Now, the next element we're going to go to is the earth element. The earth element is going to be spleen and stomach combination. So again, we'll take our patches. Again, tan on left. We're going to go to spleen 6, one of the most powerful points on the whole body. And this one's really great for what they call dampness, insomnia, menstrual issues, sugar cravings. There's all sorts of wonderful things that happen with spleen 6. So how you measure this is you go 4 finger widths above this bone, and it's behind the tibia bone. So we're going to go to the fourth finger and go behind the bone right there. There's the tibia right here, and behind the bone, about 4 finger widths up. Yeah, that's about it. And sometimes if you push along there, it actually hurts. And if you approximate it, it's good enough. You do not have to be exactly on the acupuncture point. Each patch actually has an area of action of many inches around. So as long as you're close to the point, it's good enough. So that's spleen 6 for the earth element on the yin or the left side. And now we're going to use stomach 36 on the right. Now this one, there's many different ways of figuring out how to get to this spot. But the one I like is you can put your palm right over the kneecap and then just relax your hand, and where the fourth finger is, that is more or less where stomach 36 is. And the other way you can do it is that you can just check where the, James has some nice architecture. It's easy to see. He doesn't have fat knees like some people. So if you go all the way down to where the bump ends and then just go across about 1 inch. Now the biggest mistake people make, which isn't a huge one, is they go too far over. That's actually gallbladder channel, okay? That's too far over to the side. So you want to be pretty close to the bone and just a little bit to the outside of that. So that is stomach 36, and that's, I think they call it the 3 mile point. So it's great for anything related to the lower legs, power in the lower legs, adrenal fatigue, symptoms like tiredness, things like that. It's very helpful for. So this is again on the yin side or the left side, it is spleen 6, and on the right side, stomach 36. That is our earth element. And then the last element we're going to do is metals. So let's grab our patches again. We're going to go again to the upper body. So on the left-hand side, we're going to actually use lung 7. So that's going to go on the inside of the wrist, but it's going to go closer to the thumb. Now, you're actually hitting several points. You're hitting actually lung 9, 8, and 7 at the same time. So, you know, if you want to be really exact, it's like about 1 inch away. That's about lung 7. But lung 9 is good too. And that's on the left. That's the metal on the left. And on the yang or the positive side, the best point to use, if you can stand it, is large intestine 4, which is literally where the biggest part of the bump is on the hand. So what I like to do is, you know, sometimes go like this with my hand. You can see where the biggest bump is, and when you flatten it out, you can actually tell. It's usually kind of sore too. So that's large intestine 4, a really great mover of blood and energy, and clears heat from the head, headache. That's a great headache point. Now, if you wash your hands a lot, your hands get wet a lot, and you can't use this point because if you're using soap, it might take it off your hands, then the alternate point I would suggest is actually large intestine 11, which if James bends his elbow, you'll see the crease coming to the outside here. So where the crease ends, that is where that is, and straighten your arm back again. Yes, you want to put it on when it's straight so it doesn't come off there. So that's large intestine 11. That's also good for clearing heat in the upper part of the body. So again, that is about lung 7 here on the left, and on the right, large intestine 11, and that completes the 5 elements detox. Now, what I'm going to add here is what you can do as an option. So in addition to the patches, energy patches, you can actually use some of the other anti-aging patches. So for example, if you have not used Eon, I highly recommend you use an Eon YH Eon patch on a regular basis to help balance your brain. And one of the easiest spots to use the Eon is either during the daytime or the nighttime. And I'm just going to show you one of the brain balancing points. You can find the rest at patchtrainingteam.com. There's a free download. So I'm going to use the back of the neck. So James has a t-shirt on here, but it's pretty much, you know, just where this, he uses this point a lot, as you can see. It's a little red from the rubbing of the patch. But anyway, it's right here where that big bone sticks out. So that's C7, the spinous process. It's also the point governing vessel 14. That's probably the easiest one to do that's kind of out of the way. So Eon patches, you can do it every day. You can alternate it with another patch. So I'm just going to leave that on. I'll show you some other patches you can optionally use for the 5 elements detox. So the glutathione, I usually like to recommend if you're going to use this as a pretty potent detoxer, the glutathione patch. I would suggest that you use this during the day. And if you have never used it, I would start with maybe 3 times a week. So I'm going to show you 2 spots that you can use with this. So one of the spots is actually on the base of the front of the neck. So just where there's a hollow there. This is great for detoxing the thyroid. The thyroid gland usually has a lot of toxins from eating flour and bromine and fluoride and all that kind of stuff. So it's a great place to detoxify not just the thyroid, but the rest of the body. So that's one spot. The second spot, optional that you can use glutathione, is that I like anyway, it's easy to do, is on the center line, right below the belly button. So just, you know, an inch or 2 below the belly button. That's pretty good. Excellent. And so that would be during the day. Now, nighttime, again, optional. If you wanted to, you could actually use a carnosine. This is wonderful for tissue repair. And, you know, obviously anti-aging because it helps with wrinkles. This one I like to use at night. Sometimes it helps people sleep, and that's when you repair your body anyway, right? So there are multiple points you can use for this, but for the 5 elements detox, just for simplicity, I'm going to show you the points on the center line that are the easiest to do. So during the day, this is not popular with women, but you can actually put it in the center of your chest if you're a guy and you don't mind, you know, because you don't have boobs. But if you have a lot of chest hair, this is a tough spot to put. So you can also put it on the neck area like you did with glutathione, or on the belly button, or sorry, right below the belly button. Is your belly button. So here below the belly button on the skin, of course, at nighttime. And then the third spot you could try is on the back. So if you turn around, James, and we'll have you lift up your shirt if you don't mind. Yeah, so kind of like you can see where his patches were earlier. Just anywhere on the low back is a great spot, especially if you have any back injuries or back pain. You want to put a glutathione on your back when you're sleeping. So those are the options for the glutathione. Again, it is completely optional whether you use it. And you can start with the carnosine. You know, if you're new to patching, start that maybe 3 nights a week, and you can go up to 7 nights a week. So just to review the extra patching, so the Eon, I suggest use it night or day, 7 days a week for brain balancing. If you've never done brain balancing before, if you have, you don't have to use it often, unless you want to not have stress, then it's great to use every day. Glutathione is the one that you want to go easy on when you start, 3 days a week to start, and then you can go up to 7 days a week if you tolerate it well, if you're very efficient in detoxing. And then the carnosine at night, up to 7 days a week as well, to help with tissue repair. So that, my friends, is the 5 elements detox protocol with the options of extra patching. Thank you, James.
You're welcome.